Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in. In today's video, I kind of want to share something super random, but basically being the mom of a toddler who probably watches way too much TV because it's winter in Canada and I'm pregnant and there's a global pandemic happening. There's nothing to do outside the house. We've been watching a lot of kids movies, and I'm an overthinker by nature and just the kind of person who problem solves and asks questions. And so watching all those movies, I found so many plot holes and I want answers. So I have no answers for you all. So I'm just gonna point out 100 different plot holes in your favorite kids movies or your kids' favorite movies. And if you have any theories or any answers for any of these, please let me know down below. And if you have any other plot holes that I did not mention, make sure to leave them in the comments as well. And if you just want to skip to the movies that interest you, there will be timestamps available in the description box as well as in the video bar. So let's get started. Number one is Trolls World Tour, one of the most popular in this house lately. First of all, what happened to Branch's colors? At the end of the first movie, he found his true colors, whatever. And actually, even in the holiday special, he's back to like kind of being like grayish. But in the World Tour, he's also grayish. So that's one thing. What happened? There's no context, no explanation whatsoever. And I did Google it. There's a lot of wild theories out there, but none of them make sense to me. Also, next question is, why didn't Bridget help Poppy during that whole thing? Like, where is Bridget? Where are the Bergens? All of a sudden, they just don't exist? Kind of along that same line, like, if there's a town of Bergens in pop, like, country, like, why aren't there Bergens or other larger creatures than trolls, eating trolls slash things like that anywhere else? You know, like, Poppy did solve the Bergens eating troll problem in the first movie, but just for Pop, like, not for anyone else, so yeah, what's going on with that? Also, how does Poppy look like a rock troll all of a sudden when she has the gumdrops in her ears? Shouldn't she just not be transforming physically either? Like, I don't know, that doesn't make sense.
Gumdrops, soundproof and delicious.
Also, how did Poppy know about the yodelers? When she finds out they're the yodelers, she like is surprised that they're the yodelers, but like as if she knows who they are, but how would she know who they are?
You're the yodelers?
Yeah, you don't skippy play.
And lastly, and the most enigmatic of all maybe, is why most of Hickory's movement, like a four-legged troll slash horse, like make no sense if it's two individual people just sharing a suit, if that makes sense. Like if the second set of legs isn't his, he shouldn't be able to move the way he does, sit the way he does, and all the things. And especially during the chase scene, like, if the reason he's dragging everyone, like he's dragging Biggie and Branch on the door and then has Poppy on his back, is because he is like fast like a horse, just like those other trolls with four legs, then the fact that he doesn't actually have four legs and the aerodynamics of a horse, then he should be even slower, really, being attached to a second person than the other horses, and everybody would be better off running on their legs. Like, it just makes no sense. Anyways, those are all the plot holes I found in World Tour. Most of the other videos don't have as many plot holes. Next, let's go to Raya, because I only have one. Why did Raya go to all the other rivers before going to the true end of the very last main river, if that makes sense? If the legend is that Sisu kind of boomed the drone away or whatever, and then floated downstream, she did that at Heart, right? But on Raya's map, she went to all the river's ends, even the ones that were before Heart, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Like, it makes no sense, right? Alright, moving on to Encanto, the like sensation of the year. First of all, even though Dolores says like, I knew he was here, like, did she really know? And if she like really knew, why didn't she say anything? And if she didn't really know but she was like, I can kind of hear him, it's like weird, then why did she tell anyone? Also, Mirabelle shouldn't have been able to cross over the ledge in Bruno's tower like the second time around, because she let go of the rope and things fell down. She wouldn't have been able to cross back. That doesn't make sense. Also, it makes no sense that Mirabelle didn't get a door even though she has no power, but Abuela, who has no powers, also gets a door. Like, that makes no sense. Also, this is not a plot hole, but I find it strange that some of the people's gifts are 100% within their control. Like Isabella, Camillo, Julieta, and Bruno. Like they can just command their power, like do it on command and whenever they want. Whereas some of the other characters have powers that are omnipresent or completely uncontrollable, like Pepa or Dolores or Luisa or Antonio. So like, you know what I mean? Like it seems inconsistent to me. And lastly, Abuela's door should not be saying Abuela, it should say Alma. I googled it and that's her name apparently. So that's what it should say, right? Alright, moving on to Moana. There's probably way more, but I haven't watched it in a while, and the only one I could think of was that how did the grandma know about the legend of Maui and how he took the heart of Te Fiti and then got knocked out of the sky and the hook and the heart were lost when Teka knocked Maui out of the sky? Like, who could have retold that story? Nobody else was there. So how would that story have ever traveled from where it happened to be able to be recounted generations later? Makes no sense. Next is Ratatouille, and that one is kind of depressing. But if Ego and Linguini and stuff like started their own restaurant with Remy as the chef, it would be a very poor investment because I looked it up and the average lifespan of a rat is 1 to 2 years. So it doesn't seem like a great venture. Next, in Ferdinand, I know that one is not that popular, but my only question is just like, how did the little girl, Nina, know that Ferdinand was his name? Because he was called Ferdinand when he was still at the ranch, then he ran away, and then she called him Ferdinand when she found him. But like, how would she have possibly been able to know that that's his name? Alright, second last one, Monsters University. I'm sure there's some stuff in Monsters Inc. too, but I haven't really watched that one in a while. Alright, so first, they're not in order of the movie, but wouldn't anyone notice if somebody tampered with the sixth lever at some point when they go to use it again? Like when Sully like breaks the lever to give an unfair advantage to Mike on the last like challenge. Follow up to that, why does the simulator not get scared when they're just talking next to it, whereas and then only reacts when he says boo, right? But during the simulation it will react to the slightest little noise, like drapes moving or like scratches or whatever. Like, it should be more sensitive than that, especially if it's at level 1. I don't know. Also, they totally cheated the library challenge, because even though they say like, oh, they only said you don't need to get caught, it didn't say how, like the intent of that task is to simulate parents not hearing them and catching them in the act. So using diversion and misdirection and whatnot doesn't really align with that. Also, let's just be clear that Sully disguising himself as the animal rug in that house challenge is really bad. Like, they really aren't hidden better than the other people. And lastly, last but not least, Daniel Tiger. And I only have one question. And that is, why the heck do Daniel and his dad not wear pants? They wear pants when they go to bed. They wear pants when they go to the beach and stuff. But they don't wear pants in day-to-day life. And then Mom Tiger does. So it makes no sense. Like, if you're going to be anthropomorphizing characters, like, have some consistency. I don't know. That one is the one that boggles me and my husband's mind the most. But yeah, I think I will leave it to that for today. I'm sure there's plenty of other plot holes, like I didn't even cover Frozen or anything like that. But I didn't want it to be too long. That was just like so many plot holes that were just going through my head, and I was just like, dude, I need answers. So hopefully you agree with some of them, and maybe you found some new plot holes you had never considered before. And if not, then maybe you have other plot holes you'd like to share. I don't know. I don't know, but yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you all later.